I also study industrial engineering, and we both study at Western. And it's a unique degree in the sense that there's a component, it's called industrial engineering and entrepreneurial engineering. So they add on more of like the cost starting a business side, and those
Wow.
classes are the best. So those are really interesting. A lot of useful skills there, but mainly what I do is actually run a landscaping business. So we have about when we're full time, we got about 4 to 5 full time guys, and we do like retaining walls, patios, lawn maintenance, that kind of stuff. Um, Nothing crazy fancy, but it's good work, and it gives me a lot of experience in the real world and dealing with customers, and it's pretty cool to be in classes and then have have so much of the content be just not real world based, and yet I already have that experience. So it's cool to see like
What a
what you actually
contrast.
are going to be doing. Yeah, what you're actually going to be doing versus what they say you are or what you're learning at school is quite the contrast. So,
So you
but
saying that
okay.
university is so far, well, I mean, we call it university here, right? College over
Mhm.
there. So you're saying that the stuff you're learning in college isn't translating to the real world? Is that what I'm hearing? Or
Yeah, I'd say for the most part, that's probably true. The reality is that the university can't keep up with how fast stuff is changing these days too. That's the other component. So,
wow.
Harley mentioned GPT, and I would say most of our professors, they might know what it is, but like they have no conception of what's coming down the road here. And just a quick example, like one of our professors, we're learning a software called Pro Model, and despite its name with the Pro, it actually is really horrible at modeling things. So, but because the professor is tenured and only has another year or so, he has no desire to go learn the new software that is relevant, that's being used in industry, because that would require him to actually, relearn how to do that kind of stuff. So there's a bit of an incentive structure problem there, and the real world is just different. I'm not saying there's no useful information. There certainly is, but a terrifyingly large amount of it is questionable in terms of its usefulness and relevance given the fast changing environment we live in. So I don't know. Harley has, I imagine, a similar experience because we talk about it a lot, but probably a little bit different. But
Yeah, it's like spend $2,000 to learn an outdated software that really is not intuitive.
it's
When in
rough.
reality, you could go to GPT, code me, or you could provide me the code for this. Or it's like we have to individually code this non-intuitive software from 2000, and it's like, wow, like we talk with our TA and we're like, so how do we solve this? And he's like, I have no idea. I don't use ProModel in the real world. I use another software that's more intuitive. And you're just kind of like sitting there like,
That's funny.
wow, what an interesting amount of money I'm spending for this. Huh. That's
Mm.
pretty exciting to hear, but no, yeah.
It's also almost like as well, like you have to with these, these bureaucracy and universities and whatnot. There's this separation between like speed and policy. It's like this policies are put in place and like this thing, and this thing. So if you were to introduce it to the university, they would be like, oh well, no, there's this policy or this standard or this hazard. So the turnaround time would be, years at least.
Yeah.
So that's huge.